go ahead, MK. Let's have you speak about your work. Is she there? Is she there?
Hello. It was going in and out for a second.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Sorry. This thing was going crazy. Okay. So for anybody I don't know, there's a lot of familiar faces in the audience today, but for folks I don't know yet, my name is MK. I'm a photographer and 3D artist based in Santa Monica, California. So this is my photo here called To Remember More Than I Knew. This is from a series that I started shooting in Palisades Park, which is this long stretch of park that is on these cliffs over Santa Monica Beach here on the West Coast. But yeah, I go up and during sunset I'll go to these cliffs and I'll shoot basically landscape photos. If you see the pinned tweet that I just added, it's a setup versus the shot comparison, and that landscape on the left is actually what I pulled this crop from. But yeah, so I shoot these up on the cliffs at sunset, and just to speak a little bit about the title and the description of this piece, To Remember More Than I Knew comes from a collection of oceanside silhouettes shot from about a mile away, elevated on the coast of Santa Monica, California. The original intent of this photo series was to serve as a meditation on transience, on insignificance, impermanence, but I kept returning to this photo particularly over and over again. I have maybe like a collection of 4 or 5 of these right now, but this one in particular has such a special feeling to it, and it's really rare to capture multiple clear silhouettes from the distance that I'm actually shooting at. It's hard enough to get anything in focus when you're shooting from, give or take a mile away with a 200mm lens on a full frame body. But yeah, just seeing this little moment, it has a powerful feeling to me. It reminds me of a conversation I've had with friends that aren't here anymore. It reminds me of bittersweet kind of memories, like seeing this photo. I see those 2 figures. There's something about the negative space and these golden warm colors and the kind of impressionist quality of the scene around them that it gives the impression of a bittersweet kind of goodbye. But I wrote that to remember more than I knew is my embrace of friends that I've lost over their time. It's my loving acceptance that I will remember them for longer than I got to know them. And I really love this one. It's, again, it's a rare capture. It's really hard to shoot from this distance, especially I can't really see these figures hardly when I'm actually shooting the landscapes that I pull these images from. My eyesight is terrible, one, but if you look at the original landscape photo, these figures, they're silhouetted against the highlights of the sunlight bouncing off the water at sunset. So yeah, it's an interesting shooting process. You really have to let go, and just kind of see what you got. So I really enjoy that. But yeah, that's a little bit about this piece.
Yeah, they're passing around the original, and once I saw the original, I was like, again, kind of blown away, because you're right, getting something from such a far distance and having a silhouette still be clear enough for you to blow up like that is a feat in itself for sure. And MK, I just want to thank you for being in the show, being a cool person. I got to meet her in LA sometime this year. Who knows time anymore with the next piece. But it was so great meeting you, and I know we'll be friends for a while.
Of course, I'm so glad you Thank you for bringing me on this journey with this gallery. It's been amazing.
Is this your first gallery?
Yes, ma'am. This is my first gallery exhibition ever. It's so cool because, just my background, my college degrees are in classical music, and photography was something that I'd always done as kind of a hobby. And I don't know, I never thought I would be in a gallery receiving 1 bids for photography, So the piece that I have in the show
is called Yawn Patrol. A lot of times my work takes into account my sort of sense of humor, so I will name things kind of funny, or I'll catch a sort of funny look or things like that, and this is no exception. So I'll read to you what I wrote about Yawn Patrol, and it goes like this. Life in balance. Another day breaks in the Okavango Delta, Botswana. The air is cool and damp. Birdsong rises from the reeds and bushes. High in a palm tree, the sentinel yawns. It has been a long night for this lone baboon. From its precarious perch, it has kept watch to protect its family, because danger can come from anywhere. This is Africa. The stark beauty and delicate quality of light are forever juxtaposed against the constant struggle to survive. So, another thing I would like to just kind of bring up in terms of the theme of the show being balance is being a wildlife photographer takes an incredible balance between intense patience and lightning quick reflexes. So a lot of times I will wait for a long time, waiting for an animal to have just the right expression or present just the right behavior in just the right light and all of these things. And then the second it does that, I have to take the picture right away because I don't ever do anything to interact with my subjects. I just, people will ask me sometimes, how do you have such infinite pain? I said, well, to me, I'm not being patient because being patient sort of implies that I'm waiting for something, and I to like really sort of disappear myself and be part of what is the scene that I'm, experiencing. So it's up to me to just be, and then whatever the behavior is or the light, whatever it does, I'm there to capture that at the moment that I feel like it is the perfect shot for what I'm going for. This particular image is the reason I really love this one is it reminds me of sort of like a paper cutout against a three-dimensional. It looks two-dimensional against a three-dimensional scene. A lot of times we'll see African photos that are silhouettes of animals against, a golden sunset or a golden sunrise. This shot was taken very early in the morning. The sun had already come up and the sky was just beginning to lighten. And when I saw it, I saw it immediately as the perfect silhouette. And I asked the driver to stop. I was actually leading a photo safari with two other guests, and I was like, you guys, this amazing shot. They didn't see it because what the driver was trying to do was get us into the front of the tree so the light would be shining on the tree like normal people would want to shoot this picture. But then it would just be a baboon in a tree. And I didn't want to shoot that. I wanted to shoot this very graphic piece that had the form and the shape and the absolutely perfect gesture of the baboon yawning with its mouth wide open, perfectly silhouetted in its palm tree. So that's a little bit about this piece. Again, I am just super thrilled to be part of this group of amazingly talented women photographers, and I'm happy to have a piece of wildlife art hanging on the wall at imnotArt. Thank you very much, and I'll jump off the mic and we can go to the next one.
Thanks, Pam. If y'all don't know Pam, please follow her. She's kind of a big deal, so...
Yes, she is.
If you look her up, you'll be like, oh shit, she is a big deal. So, follow her. Please follow everybody, of course, but her too. So,
yeah, I just want to say, Pam, thank you again. It's so awesome having you here Friday night. Absolutely love your work, love your energy, and so just happy that you're part of this. And we're able to represent some wildlife photography as part of this exhibition and have you in it. So thank you again.
and then your husband was dancing on the table in the Willy Wonka outfit, right?
Oh, nice.
He was definitely dancing on the table. I don't know if he had a Willy Wonka outfit on.
Oh, okay.
It was him. But he was doing one of those crazy dances on the table.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I don't think he's the one that's scared of
Not
Willy Wonka.
He wasn't wasn't dancing on the table physically. He was in the crypto boxes, just so you know. Yeah. No worries. He has manners. Yeah.
Robot itself was dancing in Metaverse.
Gotcha.
Thanks for clarifying.
No worries. Also, thank you for not interacting with dangerous animals, so you're still alive. So that's great. Let's see. Next, we've got Burnish. Let me get to the skirt so I don't mess it up. Burnish is actually my co-creator. She's been in the art scene for many years. Also a photographer, California-based photographer and artist. She's been photographing for 20 years and recently celebrated her 10-year anniversary in the arts nonprofit world. Her photography celebrates unexpected detail, symmetry, and texture, and she's often awake before dawn and roaming the back roads of California with her camera. A recent convert to the world of NFTs, she's joyfully focused on building a diverse and balanced space for all. So this top one is called White Sands After the Storm. And her description is, during a recent visit to White Sands National Park in New Mexico, an enormous sandstorm blew through the park for most of the day, erasing all footprints and sign of human use. The next morning was an early rising photographer's paradise of unspoiled, perfect sand dunes, and lovely lines. This particular scene caught my eye as the tough foliage of one of the plants living in the dunes cast an architectural shadow over the knife edge line of the dune. White Sands is an amazing ephemeral landscape because nothing is the same from day to day, and the dunes move up to 30 feet per year. She used a lot of college words. I'm glad I got that out. But she is not in the audience, so I'm just gonna kind of give her flowers on this one. So the coolest thing about that, like, I don't really go to beaches often, but I know that it is impossible to get a clean beach like that. So no footprints, no people, and that line of demarcation there is just incredible. And then you kind of see this. I always think of it as like a scary guy coming out of the closet, you know, kind of like, hey, look, like, where you going, bitch? So that's really cool on that one too, just with that. And I guess that's like a shadow casting on that side of the dunes. If you see how the wind can move the dunes, it's just really cool how she got that so clean. And then her second piece here is called Own Train. There's a steam train from the Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe Railroad that was abandoned in the tiny town of Madrid, New Mexico in 1959. When I visited Madrid in 2019, a close inspection yielded this small ceramic statue hanging out on the train and blending into the scenery, a tiny happy mystery. So just from what she said before, like, this is a really small town, like nobody in there, like 500 people, and just for her coming around the corner and seeing like this happy little Buddha chilling with nobody around really caught her eye. And so she likes to go to these abandoned places. If you follow her again on Twitter, you'll see a lot of her photos are of like abandoned, quirky, like red painted donkeys and stuff like that. It's really cool, and she really focuses on vibrance in her photography too. Oh, hi, Malia.
Oh, no, I was just gonna say,
She's not in there. But
she's not in here, but just on her behalf, it's been amazing working with her, working with Brittany. I love the way that you two interact and you two were able to kind of come together and put something on like this, and it's just been a pleasure. So shout out to Brittany, even though she's not here.
she left us. That's okay. She's too cool. Let's see. So our next one is May. She is our Kenyan photographer. She does live in Philly, right? Philly? Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
Steelers, yep.
Yeah,
See?
Steelers.
See? Fuck it up.
It's a team effort, Brittany. It's a team effort.
She's in Pittsburgh, and these buildings, I'm sorry, this is called Find Your Symmetry. For her bio, my mom's texting me. For her bio, my name is May, and I'm an evolving creative. My current expression of art is through photography. My passion for photography is spurred by the ability to freeze moments and tell stories. So with Find Your Symmetry, the description, at times it may seem that the world is out of balance, and if you look at it from the right perspective, you can see that there is balance all around you. This image features the sister bridges. They are three similar self-anchored suspension bridges spanning the Allegheny River in downtown Pittsburgh. The bridges are called, from left to right, Roberto Clemente Bridge, 6th Street Bridge, or Andy Warhol Bridge, 7th Street Bridge, and Carlson Bridge, or 9th Street Bridge, sorry. May, again, Kenyan, living in Pittsburgh. what she likes to say a lot is she actually hates odd numbers. So it was funny for her as she's sitting trying to wait for the sunrise to get this picture, and she kind of, you know, held off on it, but she does like how the symmetry of the three kind of balance out each other. And also for it to be pretty empty again, like you see just one van here.
Just the one van.
You got the flag here, so it's just also a testament to the patience that photographers have to have to really try to capture what we see in our head to our camera. So that's May. Make sure she's not in here. Okay, yeah, she's not in spaces. We might have any questions, you want to Oh wait, it's just us as speakers. So you don't have no questions.
Yeah.
All right, next we have Crystal Street. Crystal Street is a documentary photographer, writer, and community builder. Oh, I'm sorry, one thing about May, follow her again on Twitter.
Yeah.
She's really good with community building. Another force in the NFT industry, I guess we call it. She holds spaces, she's onboarding, especially Kenyan people, African artists as well. So sorry, I want to make sure I kind of said that.
What's the handle?
Naibo Visuals. It's Naibo Visuals. Good looking out, bro. Okay, so Crystal Street's next. Crystal Street is a documentary photographer, writer, and community builder. She has won multiple prestigious awards for her documentary work and spent over 2 decades working as a photojournalist, commercial photographer, producer, and comm specialist. She's currently the community manager at Unlock Protocol and also studying religion, yoga, and peace at Naropa University. This piece is called Finding Balance in the Mystic. In her description, I created this image during one of my daily visits to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. While working on a personal project in Palestine. I've always been fascinated by documenting sacred places and witnessing people touching a mystical experience. In this image, I see a balance of stillness and light that creates a space for this worshiper to hear the whisper of Source. As we all seek to find balance in our chaotic world, we may need to create the space to touch our own mystical experiences more often so we can also hear those whispers from Source. This image was created in the old city of Jerusalem, 2007, while working on a grant-funded project in Palestine. With this one, it's just incredible. I mean, she caught the light on the glow, on the table, and on the candle. Whatever this light source is, highlighting this, and then her use of empty space. I mean, it's kind of like a still from a movie when I look at it, so, and I love film, so it's just, I can't even say anything. This piece speaks for itself for sure.
Yeah, I just gotta reiterate that this piece is just, I mean, the whole exhibition is really stunning. I love the way that the light is kind of like just so bright, kind of the way that it reflects on, and kind of, like you said, kind of like the thing in space, and it's just a brilliantly composed photo, which I've heard from people that have much higher kind of, listening to Joey speak about it, listening to you, not to put myself down, but, you know, I think like hearing more like classical photographers look and kind of talk about this piece has really made me even realize like why I think it's so cool. Like something about it I can't describe it, and hearing you guys kind of describe it's amazing. And, what's also amazing at Crystal is that she's an incredibly accomplished photographer, you know, over her career, and now she's looking at NFTs as a way to kind of take her portfolio and future work and really kind of immortalize it on the blockchain. And had an amazing conversation with her about that. And I think that's something in general that you know, a lot of the women from this exhibition are doing. It's kind of like minting some of the portfolio, figuring out new ways to sell new work, and it's just a perfect moment in time, I think, for photographers, specifically like accomplished photographers with these portfolios, to now kind of reclaim and make some money off this stuff that's just kind of been sitting there. And so I think Crystal is new to the NFT space despite being so accomplished, and we were actually, imnotArt bought her first NFT like through this process, not this one because it's still on auction, 1E, definitely check it out, everybody. But it was just amazing. It speaks to the level of curation that Brittany had with working with Burnish in terms of having this amazing kind of group of female photographers, but also ones that are different stages in their NFT journeys. We'll go to Angel in a second, and she's further along in that journey than with Crystal at just the very beginning. So I really appreciated that, Brittany, in terms of just the absolute quality and the story, and then also just kind of the range of people in terms of how far along they are in all this.
Yeah, I'm sure. And again, it's just the composition itself. Like, she perfectly used the rule of thirds, the lighting. It's just, I really can't say anything because it's said in that photo for sure. We'll come over here to, it's Angel. Go, bitch, let's go. Sorry, that's my bestie. So this is Angel's piece, and I'm gonna let her talk you guys through it.
Hey guys, whatever it is. I love you, I miss you so much. But, so this is a piece, it's called Divine. It's an ode to the life and life for 7 years, and
Hey, speak up. Speak up.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. Sorry. So it wasn't originally about him, but when I saw the two birds in it surrounded by what to me looks like a compass, I was like, this is definitely like about me and Jared. Like he just guides me in life. He helps me make really important decisions. But I feel like I don't know. I'm just such a fickle person, and he's really smart. His gut is usually right. Even when it comes to food, he's like, he always knows what to order. It's just like everything in life, I feel like he just balances me. He's just so perfect for me. And those two little birds, like, that's us going through life. And it's just, I just love him so much. And this photo is shot on Portrait 800, and it's developed by me. It's one frame. Somebody asked me, it was Joey who asked me if it was multiple exposures or anything like that. No, it's just one single frame. The distortions are made in camera, and the colors are manipulated in Lightroom. But yeah, I love this photo. I think it's one of my most popular photos, if not my most popular photos. But I think that it was a good capture, and I really thought that I was there that morning on the beach, and it felt like just perfect. Everything just came together perfectly. And also, like on another note, I'm looking for a level of like balance. I guess like photography balances me out. Like I guess with my depression and stuff, it really makes me go out and look at things that bring me a lot of joy and gets me out of bed, and just the colors that I use balance what's going on in my head, and like so visually, like looking at my work just makes me feel more leveled out. Like instead of just being so sad, looking at my work makes me really happy. And the colors that I use make me really happy. And so yeah, it feels good to be in this gallery. I'm really proud, and I just want to thank you for getting it bad and everyone on the team. It's really awesome to be making history with you guys with their first off-women's gallery.
So with Angel, so first of all, this is in LA. She lives in Corpus. So again, I'm from Houston. Corpus is ugly. The way that she made Corpus look beautiful like this, because the Gulf is gross. I don't know, the Gulf is gross. So her being able to capture this and immortalize like in such a beautiful way is pretty cool. And then again with Angel, she's just another person. I think I've met her kind of earlier this year. She's been really killing it in NFTs. She's an OG, I guess we would call it, and just an all-around good person. She tries to uplift everyone. And the reason why we love film photography, and you can kind of see the imperfections, but it still makes it like a complete and whole piece, and it still kind of adds to the beauty of, because life, you know, it fucking sucks sometimes, but those imperfections can still make, you know, life enjoyable. So I guess that's all I'm supposed to say. Let's hand it over.
Yeah, no, that was so great, Brittany. This is the second time we've ever done this, and we can already tell we've got a good two-man game going, and we're figuring out the technical stuff.
Yeah.
I think this is the beginning of something really great. I just want to thank everybody who's attending in the Metaverse, everybody that's in Twitter Spaces, and everybody that joined us here in Chicago. Without this community, not everyone exists, and so it's really people like you who, you know, make an effort to go out of your way and want to be a part of what we're doing and show up here. We greatly appreciate it, whether that's again here physically in Twitter Spaces or look at Dawn in the Metaverse just crushing it.
Is
right
that
now.
who that is?
I don't know. That's what I'm talking about.
What is?
There was a mention earlier. You're all naked and you don't have names.
Yes.
Dancing around.
We've got nudity on all sides.
Everywhere. Everywhere. We're just naked.
There's some emojis. I appreciate those emojis. Appreciate the emojis. God, killing it. We get energy from each and every one of you, the artists, the curators, the people here, but no more than Dawn. I just look out there and that's inspiring. Oh, we've got some people in the gallery now following. It's contagious.
There you go.
Now she's gonna flex, maybe do a little flossing or some shit. But really, really just wanted to thank everybody again, and a special thank to all the artists that are part of this, and to Brittany. Thank you, Brittany. You are really a force in this community. I know that you're gonna have to get used to getting compliments to talk about this, but really, for those of you that don't know, like Brittany is out here. I guess I'm talking as Brittany. This is actually kind of cool. But Brittany is really out here each and every day. And when we had that conversation, it must have been like 4 months ago, about saying we were both going full time, figuring out what we're gonna do. I think I see Brittany putting in the work and working every day and kind of to make this a reality. So I just wanted to thank you, Brittany. I wanted to thank everybody else. And what else did I have? Oh, you know, because we really this is a really big deal. You know, this is the first exhibition, Phygital all-women exhibition. The first all-women exhibition was done around that art. And the whole goal of what we're trying to do is make a statement on balance, make a commentary on the space. We want to change what happened in Web 2.